I've seen the messages, I've seen the comments. You guys are wondering what my opinion is of the new movie, Warfare. Not sponsored. When have I ever had a sponsorship in my channel? Never. When I watch a movie, I always want to be able to relate to it in some way. Those are the kinds of movies that I like. I was never in Ramadi, Iraq, alright, where it takes place. I had never deployed in the Marine Corps into a combat zone. I've always done stuff my own way, as you guys know. I don't like the action films where there's nothing to it, it's just action porn. I don't like this kind of movies. So this one I was definitely excited going into it. Now, the first 30 to 40 minutes of it, I definitely related to. The tension, the boredom. If you guys haven't watched it, I'm not gonna give you guys spoilers, but yeah, the first half the movie is pretty dang realistic to what I've experienced. Throughout it all, I would have these flashbacks, not PTSD flashbacks, but just flashbacks to times where I went through similar things, whether it was patrolling down a street, wondering, am I gonna get shot? Especially staying in a defensive position and having to watch my sector. And they did that very, very well in the movie. And I gotta say, as a combat veteran, the best thing they got was the emotions of the people. And I speak about it on my channel. It's what my channel is about. I'm trying to share what it truly is like for the soldier in the battlefield, what they go through, their mind. You guys have seen me grow up and experience different wars from a child to a full-grown adult. And given that, in real time in the movie, you can see the tension rises as there's more danger that's coming, and oh my god, there's this that's happening, oh, I see this person. You can see how there's a buildup. And that's 100% how it is. If there's ever an anomaly, whether I was in Iraq, Syria, or Ukraine, whenever there's an anomaly, something that's out of the norm, it's guaranteed that something is happening. The enemy is brewing up some plan. They're about to make an action. And that's definitely the case in the movie, and they struck it perfectly. That the feeling that you have, and it took me back, and I was sweating. I was sweating during those moments, I know it's coming, and I think all of us did. Parts of the movies, there was parts where I never had to deal with. There are some horrific things that happen in that movie. They show a lot of gore, and luckily, during my time in the military, during my time in war, I've never had to deal with that, having to deal with a very serious casualty. I've had to deal with casualties, but serious casualty, never had to. Thank the Lord. So if you're wondering if you're gonna be taken into a war zone by watching this movie, I will say that because I wasn't able to relate to those instances where there's a lot of gore and there's a lot of really, really badly maimed soldiers, friends, I did not feel as much. There wasn't a way for me to go back in my mind and relate to that part of the movie. And because of that, I didn't feel as much emotion. It kind of looked like a movie at that point, like I'm watching something happen instead of really remembering something. So because of that, I do want to say, I don't know if the movie's gonna take you into a war zone. I don't know if it's gonna take you into the place that we experience as soldiers, because I know I haven't experienced that part, and I didn't feel what I felt at the beginning of the film, the tension rising, because that took me back. During that first part of the movie, it took me back to Iraq, staying in the tunnels, watching my sectors, where we're getting alarmed because there's a bombing that happened, and oh my god, we're watching, and the tension. Even just thinking about it, the tension is, everybody's looking around, and you start to see people for who they really are. Not just in training, not just in the rear, but truly in a battlefield environment. Which they did really good in the movie. They showed people that you thought were going to be the best soldiers, and I made a video about this a week ago. The people that you think are going to be the best, you don't know if they're actually going to have courage when combat comes. They hit that right in the nail. You never know who you're going to be in combat. So watch out for those instances if you haven't watched the movie, and if you have, just remember that. And again, without making spoilers, something you can see from any review is that part of the movie, near the end, near the middle, whatever, was them showing the exfil, the infill, okay? And yeah, perfect. They hit on the spot. That took me back. To collapse all the gear, get everything ready, and then you have 10 minutes. You have maybe 30 minutes where everything's packed. The whole room that used to be your living space, it's got water bottles on the ground, it's got your sleeping mat, your sleeping bag, your space. It's all packed up. You have all your gear on. You get your helmet on for the first time in a while, and all right, we wait until we go outside this hole in plain view of everything, in plain view of the Russians, watching with Mavics, watching with FPVs and Orlans, and we're gonna have to make a break for it. The time is now, and they did a fantastic job of showing the tension of what that brings. So it's times like that that I think are the most relatable for me. I've never been in a huge gunfight. I've never been in a mass CAS situation. I've never been in those things, so I couldn't relate. But the infill, the exfil, the tension, all that, the timing, the courage that you have, and some people don't, and how you switch it off, and the loud noises. I have goosebumps right now. I have goosebumps thinking about it, right? They did it great. And then as we're waiting in the corridor of our bunker, and we got our helmets on. We hear the artillery, and it's chasing the vehicle as it comes. It's like crazy. It's crazy. And you're waiting there, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to go. You have to exit. And then it comes, and you run out there. You run out there, whether there's a bomb. There's a couple times bombs hit right where we were going. We're like, oh, we got to go still. There's no waiting. We have to do it. People are waiting on us. They're counting on us, and you have to do it. There is courage involved, but a lot of it is just you got to do it. You got to do it, and it doesn't matter if you're scared to death. You have to do it. Do you get that true terror of losing your life in a movie? No, you don't. And that's a special feeling. It's a special feeling. And the last part that brought back some memories for me was them talking about who's gonna be point man, who's gonna be the first guy, who's gonna be, who's gonna take control and take initiative to be that guy to do things. One of my proudest times in war was being the point man. At the start of the war, for most of the missions, I was the point man. I was the first guy. And I did that on purpose. I volunteered for it because I wanted to prove myself. I wanted to go and show them, you guys are amazing. You guys are like special forces, everything. I want to put myself out there. I want to be that guy for you who can have that courage. And I'm going to put myself first. You can see in the movie how much tension there is to that. And I definitely felt that. I remember, I would volunteer to be the point man in the rear. And then when it comes time to do it, it's like, whoa. I'll still do it, but it's terrifying. And, I remember that last mission that I had in Ukraine. It brought me back to then, where I'm walking down, we're in a tactical column, we're walking down the street, I'm the first man of our platoon, and then artillery comes, hits about 50 meters in front, boom, and huge explosion, I hit the deck, everybody hit the deck, I'm running back, and people are like, oh, you're good, awesome, some of them didn't think I survived, and it's like, yeah, I did. Point man it's scary. They did a good job at that. As far as a movie goes, they did the best they could, especially with the budget they had, $20 million. Now, this is a specific battle that happened. This is a specific war that it happened in a specific side of the war. So they had these flybys that would come over, F-16s that would fly over and bring the dust up, and just it's a show of force, all right? Never experienced that, because I was never deployed in the Marine Corps in Iraq, in Ramadi. There's things I didn't experience, but nonetheless, I think it's true to its core. Yeah, I'm having a hard time rating it. I really don't know. All I can say is, I definitely recommend it. Definitely recommend it to anybody who's interested in it. Just give it a watch. You'll definitely get something from it. You'll feel a certain way, whether you have experiences or not. It's a good way to at least see the true reality of what soldiers deal with as far as mentally. It's really, really good for that. I probably wouldn't watch it again. For me, it's like a one time, but that one time was fabulous. It brought me back, got some good memories in my head, and I would say freaking 10 out of 10. Really. If you're a veteran, definitely recommend watching it. It's a good one. It's a good one. All right. Well, anyway, that's all. Just want to go and give you guys that little movie review. Not normal on my channel, but just want to go and do that. So here I am. And here I go. Peace.